Alright, so I'm back, and as you can see, my phone is different from what I'd left it to be. Just changed the wallpaper and rearranged the widgets and stuff, just to make myself at home with my new phone. Or rather, new ROM. But anyways, I'm gonna head over to the settings application and show you around Paranoid Android. Alright, so this is what you can do with it. Let's scroll all the way to interface, and you'll see we have 4 new options to mess with. So let's first go to Paranoid settings, or Paranoid Android settings. And then the first thing you're going to go to is configuration. And with configuration, we have 6 different types of, configurations of the UI. So the first one is hybrid off, and that's your regular phone UI. And the next one we have stock UI, and you'd think that that's your regular phone UI, but something's different about it, and that the applications run in hybrid mode, or somewhat tablet mode, if you may. And then the one after that, we have Phablet Mode, which is, like, the term phablet comes from the blend between phone and tablet, so it really is a blend in UIs. We have hybrid mode on that one as well, and that is the one that I'm running on right now. So if we go to my status bar, we'll see that it behaves kind of like the phone status bar, except we have the margins on the side. But then, if we go to, say, you saw the settings application, but let's go to YouTube. If YouTube is even here. Now that's weird. Could have sworn that I'd installed all of my G apps. Oh well, so what we're gonna have to do is go back to the market then. The Play Store, my bad. Alright, and then we're gonna download YouTube. It's interesting because I had Flash G apps. Should fill all the holes by applications, but I guess I'm missing some. Alright, so we go to YouTube. And then you'll see here, we still have it in tablet mode. So yes, what I'm running on right now is Phablet mode. But let's go back to the settings. The next one that we have is tablet UI, and we have 3 different options on that one, all differing in size. So, as the name suggests, if you select medium, then you'll get a blend between the smaller version of the tablet UI and the bigger version. But if you have larger fingers, you might want to select the larger version of the tablet UI. One thing is to note, however, that tablet UI and all of these size settings all have the same layout. So you're still getting the tablet feel, but you're just getting the change in size. Okay, so we're going to go back. And then the next option that you have are apps. Alright, so with apps, you can change the individual layout of every single app. So let's just say for the browser. For now, let me just show you what it looks like right now. So right now it looks like the mobile version, and I think I changed this before. But let's just say you wanted this to go back to the tablet version. So if we go to our settings again, we want our browser to look like as if it's running on a tablet. Go to browser. And then let's go ahead, we have 3 different options. We have the size, layout, force, and then large screen. But we don't necessarily need to deal with the large screen just yet. But, okay, so if I want to adjust my size, with the browser, I can scroll like this and change the DPI of it. That's the first step. So let's just say I want to change it to 190. Okay, so we're going to click the eye icon so we can just see how it looks. And as you can see, right now it's still running in that mobile layout. But if we go to a website like engadget.com, we'll see that running it with a smaller DPI gives us more of a bird's eye view of everything. Everything is more zoomed out and more content fits on the page, which most people might like. And of course, pinch to zoom and everything. But one thing to note is if you change your DPI to make it too small, then everything becomes smaller, and it might be harder to like tap with the navigation bars, and if you have large fingers again, you might want to keep the DPI a little larger. But back to our options. I want to make it, how about just 200? Okay. And then I'm going to go to the layout. I'm going to make it 600. Let's go to the eye again. And check it out. We have a tablet UI. So the browser displays the tabs just like it does in tablet mode. And then let me adjust my rotation settings. So you rotate it on its side. Hey, looks familiar. Looks just like a tablet. Awesome. Alright, so if we go to our settings again, we have another option, which is to force the UI changes. So let me just go back to portrait. Okay, so that way the image will get out of the way. So basically, if you're running a launcher, like Nova Launcher or something, and then Nova Launcher has its own tweaks to the widgets, and like it resizes the widget or something, then what you can do is force the paranoid Android setting so that it overrides whatever your other launcher's settings may have. So, for example, they give the widget example. So, the launcher says, hey, this widget has to be this particular size. But then you on paranoid Android want a different size. And what you can do is select force. I'm not going to do that, but you can select force, and then paranoid Android will override any single application that tries to adjust widget sizes or other UI sizes. I wouldn't worry too much about that, but you have an example of such on the bottom. So that's an example of the widget being overridden by paranoid Android. And then the last one, again, I wouldn't worry too much about, but tablets like the Amazon Kindle may need to use this option to actually get into tablet mode. It tricks your phone into thinking that it's operating on a much larger screen than it actually is. But again, I wouldn't worry about the last two options. It's just the DPI and the layout UI is what you want to concern yourself with if you're going to be tweaking. So again, review. The layout UI is to change between phone mode and tablet mode on the applications. And then the DPI is just to change the size of each of the UI elements. So in the browser, we are changing the navigation bar size. We are changing how much the browser zoomed out to see the rest of the page. So these are the two things that you're going to be concerning yourself with most. Alright, so you can do this with all of the applications that you have, every single one of them. So I think that's pretty cool. And then once you have the configuration that you like, you can back up and restore your settings. Or you can also restore back to default if you really mess something up. And then the last one, help. I'm not going to go through that, but it's there if you need it. Alright, so the next option that we have is the lock screen. And I'm just going to the settings that aren't found on your stock Android phone. So if we were to go to screen security, we have the type of lock again. I think, no, these are found on the actual phone, like without paranoid Android, but there's some new settings embedded in these that are not found, obviously, on the stock phone. So I'm just going to go through them really quickly. So we have these options: quick unlock, menu unlock. But the new thing here is themes. And what we can do is change not just the UI layout, but, well, it doesn't change the UI layout, but it changes the UI colors, the color scheme, and it's pretty cool. Unfortunately, I only have the standard theme installed, but you can download more. So that's the system theme. On that right now. Oops. So the next thing we're going to go to is system. This is where the cool stuff comes in. So in the status bar, if we go, no, let's not do that. Let's go to navigation bar. No, hold on. Where is it? Notification drawer. Totally missed it. Okay, so we have widget buttons, which is really, really cool. That what you have here are the default buttons that it comes with, but if you want, you can have music settings right on your phone, on your navigation bar. You have toggle airplane mode, you can take out the Bluetooth. You have a host of different settings that you can toy with. And then you have these options over here. And then also, go back to the notification drawer. We can change the order of it. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. And then as you can see, right on my notification drawer, I have all these cool shortcuts. And there you go. And then of course you have these other settings. Like if you don't want any of these keys, you can like disable them and like that, but I want to keep them. So that is pretty much a look at what Paranoid Android has to offer. I'm going to show you just a bit. Oh wait, hold on. Let's go back to the lock screen, because what we can do here is display the weather. So I'm not going to say enable. If I display the weather here, I can use the custom location, and I'm based in Chicago, so I'm going to say Chicago, Illinois. And then we change, no, I don't want to use metric. Change the update interval so I can save on battery. Change that to 8 hours. Yep. Go back to the lock screen and then let's go to the calendar. Yep. Yeah, let's show it all. There's nothing on my lock screen anyways. Alright, and then slider shortcuts. Oh, this is pretty cool. Although the positioning of this isn't, I don't know, I think it's kind of off. Anyways, we can do this. And let's say I want to go to settings. Oh, how about Wi-Fi settings? This is pretty cool. Alright, it seems like you can only change these. Well, that makes sense. Okay, so now what we can do is save our settings. And then let's go ahead and look at our lock screen. Alright, so as you can see, we have Chicago weather, 77 degrees. Oh my god, it's been like 80s and 90s constantly throughout the day. If you guys don't know, we've been going through a heat wave for like the entire summer. But anyways, that's the weather. And then here is my calendar event. And unfortunately, and maybe, I don't know, maybe some people like it or not, but I can't really click to go directly to my event. And then here, if we press on that or tap on that, it'll just refresh it. And let's go to our shortcut that we made. the settings shortcut, and hey, it goes to our Wi-Fi. So yep, that's something that I kind of overlooked first time I went over it, but that's there. And this is pretty much a look at Paranoid Android. Let me go ahead and reboot into the tablet UI and show you how that's looking. So I'm going to go back to configuration. And how about this? Let's go to tablet UI mid. And then you can go ahead and fast forward until this phone reboots. So the reboot will take just a bit. I just love this boot animation. It's pretty nifty. Okay, so let's go to our home screen. Wait for everything to load up, and I'll show you what's different. Alright, so first of all, you notice that we have our notification bar on the bottom, just like in tablet mode. But everything is, I mean, it's really great. Paranoid Android did a really good job in keeping everything really user-friendly. That's the whole point of me switching to this ROM, because the other one that I had, the tablet mode that I had going, like the fonts were really small, like everything in general was really small, difficult even for me with small fingers and everything. But here, things are easy to access, the text is okay, and what you can do is go to the settings and adjust the text size. So let me show you that really quick. Scroll all the way down to, oh, hold on. Go to System, Font Size, and then you can adjust it if you want a larger font size. I have it at normal, but here's what large looks like. So it's easier to see overall here. Let's go back to normal. So yeah, everything is really great with this new UI. And then one thing that you've seen before when I was searching for my YouTube application was, if we go to the keyboard, no, let's not do that. How about let's go back to the Play Store and just open up the keyboard. Oh my gosh, Portrait Keyboard does not need resizing now. And that was one of my biggest gripes in the other one, is that I had to download a custom keyboard, readjust the height and everything so it would work. But here, the keyboard stays the same, and that's really awesome. And even if we go to landscape mode, keyboard stays the same, there's no resizing needed. Everything is very user-friendly. So, props to the Paranoid Android ROM and its creator. I'm really enjoying this, and I hope you guys do too. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to comment. I might not always get to answering all of your questions, but I'm kind of busy, so. But anyways, I hope you learned something from this, and I hope you enjoy the Paranoid Android ROM and getting your phone into tablet/phablet UI. So yeah, if you want to see more of this kind of stuff, please rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time on the next video review or tutorial or news announcement. Thanks, guys.